Producing straight gold right now from ChatGPT. I am Tanner from Broad Solutions, and I am looking into AI overviews from Google, and I'm trying to figure out for my digital agency, Broad Solutions, how we can rank in the new paradigm, which is AI agents surfing everything from your website, serving it up above the fold on Google search, and getting links up there and trying to compete in the new age because we all know SEO is dead. This is getting ridiculous. We got to serve things faster. We got to be more accurate. We got to try to compete in a whole new level. And here's my chat history. And I've started out by saying, let's talk about AI optimization ranking for Google. I want to prove that I can get a page ranked on AIO by doing a couple of actions. First, how is it possible to rank there? Second, what is the criteria? Lastly, can a website with a low domain authority even compete? Because we all know that we don't have as high domain authorities as Reddit and Twitter and all of these other sources. So, what does the common person do? First of all, saying, yeah, sure, of course you can rank. Um, Pulls information from everywhere, whatever, not useful. Checklist, content clarity, EAT experience, expertise, authority, trustworthiness. Cool. Structured schema, index, relevant, fresh, up to date, schema, etc. Being brief here because you'll see why. It says be brief. So anyway, make sure your website's on par. That's stuff that like an agency like mine will help do, which is kind of the clarity I needed. So like what are the tactical things I need to do to help someone on their webpage that already exists to get ranked in this fanciful AIO feature? But here comes the good juice. Can a low domain authority website compete? Yes. Okay, sweet. Well, how do we do that? Topical relevance over brand strength, precision over verbosity. Interesting. Direct answers over fluff. Hmm. Okay. So you can win with a low DA site by owning a niche topic. Always been true. Using structured data. Cool. Optimizing for natural language-based questions. Ultimately, that's what this AIO is doing. Human is asking a question. They want it served up to them as an answer instead of fumbling around to websites. That's the new modern behavior. Totally fine. So write questions instead of just long-winded things. And then building clusters of content, topical authority. Cool. What does that mean? Just being relevant around the content that you're actually talking about. So yeah, here's a strategy, whatever. Okay, this is directly for my AIO boost offer that I'm creating for my agency Raw Solutions. I'll need to track the results later, but let's start by doing the damn thing, like create an optimized article for me, how to get AI overviews for BigCommerce. We work on BigCommerce all the time. How do we do that? Okay, cool. I'll produce an article for you. How to get AI overviews, yada yada. Why BigCommerce needs it. Higher credibility. Okay, cool. 5 steps. Yep, we know that stuff ranks. 5 steps to do something. Step number 1, targeted long tail specific questions. Are waterproof shoes good for hiking? Best eco-friendly shoes for under $50? Typically, that's how even SEO writers have been writing to help capture this stuff. Create clear, concise content, 300 to 800 words. Write it short. This is what Google loves. Okay. Kind of banking that for later for my next question. Add structured data, fun, use keywords and things. Not too different than what we're used to building in the SEO world. Now this is for AIO. Google Trust Authority, one article isn't enough. Build a small content hub around the main idea. Topical authority. How overviews work in search, SEO versus AIO, what Google merchants should know, how to add schema markup, link them together. Okay, so now I'm understanding this AIO is going around and saying you're an authority because you've written about it multiple times. And I'm going to grab information from all of this stuff. And the only way I'm going to know to do this is that interlinking within the website. Bing, bing, bing. They also wrote about this. It's Tanner. He knows what he's talking about, etc. So here's an example for the page. Here's a target, what have you. Too long, didn't read. Targeted based questions. Answer clearly under 600 words, different from what we were classically taught with 3,000 words plus. Schema markup, again, that keeps showing up over and over. Clearly, that's important for a robot to know what to read, whether it's an FAQ, how-to, article, etc. Keep pages clean, crawlable, obviously, and then build this authority topic clusters. Would you like me to make an HTML version? Like, no, it's still generic. I don't really understand. It's nice stuff. However, I'm torn because of the briefness of what you've given me. Are you saying that this is how AIOs are preferring to capture pages? The answers are straightforward to these simple questions. You're an AI agency yourself, so you would know. So here we go. Here's the gravy. You're absolutely right, Tanner. Your instinct is spot on. Here's what I know about AI trained agents on LLMs that generate responses. Yes, brief, clear, structured language is a major factor. Google AIO does not rank pages in the classic way search does. Indeed, it does three things behind the scenes. Well, here we go. Here's some real stuff for me. Scans the content that directly answers the question, extracts those answers cleanly using natural patterns and schema, synthesizes multiple sources together in a concise generated overview. Fantastic. Why concise language wins in AIO? Atomic chunks of information, short standalone statements that can be copied or reworded. Wow. Okay. Like it wants no fluff, no extra human words, no connection, no um, emotionality behind this. Like, are these shoes going to be worth it? Yes, I love these shoes and they're the most fantastic shoes that I've ever owned. Is not going to ever be ranked because it's subjective, it's human based, it makes no sense. This thing is looking for these shoes are high quality and low cost, and they are supported by the manufacturer for whatever, and ranked really highly. And so it's going to be this more like quantitative result or um, more specific language along this whole thing. Pages with short paragraphs, clear headings, structured bullets, whatever. Long-winded or fluffy writing gets ignored or truncated unless it contains a snippet that fits the model's scoring or factuality or clarity. So the difference between an AIO favorite or traditional SEO is sentence length is going to be way shorter. The structure is going to be way more structured. The tone is going to be factual and straightforward. The word count is going to be, as I referenced earlier, way less, 300 to 800 versus 1,000 to 2,500. And again, schema over and over again, it's telling me this. Schema, strong signal, it's almost got to be there. Helpful but not mandatory. So yes, uh, should you write briefly on purpose? Yes. Here's the nuance. Intro and answer sections should be direct and simple, which is what I gave you. Further down the page, you can expand on it and build authority like testimonies, etc. This way, AI can pull clean chunks from the top. Readers who get past that can scroll and get deeper value and possibly convert. Woo, here we are. There we go. This is what the 2025 AIO is about. I mean, how do we do this? This is it. We need to rewrite the top, be as direct as possible, get that sucker to be referenced by these magical AI bots, and then add all the fluffy marketing content, connect with human stuff and product links and everything later because you're going to get someone who sees the result, knows that link's there, clicks on it, sees the same result, similar result that AI told them right there above the fold, and then we start scrolling down, and now we're talking to a human and we're getting them to stay on the page. So ultimately, this is for humans, written by AI. So there's this odd blend where we got human, AI, AI, human. Okay, cool. So this is what we're looking after, and I'm scrolling down and I see this, and I'm like, I gotta do a loom here. Scannable truth nuggets. Interesting. The goal isn't robotic writing, it's scannable truth nuggets that feel human but are structurally predictable. Interesting. That's a whole nother thing to write about itself. So we got to change our writing styles. Online marketing agencies, store owners, blogs, etc. Um, we can't pack it with extra words and fluff and stories and these things anymore, which is what we're used to and how we connect to humans, to rank nowadays and to get relevant. What are your thoughts? How are we going to go about this? I'm going to keep doing more on this subject. I'm going to build something into my business to help people navigate this new world, and I'm going to use my business to help just start ranking in AIO and do exactly what it says. Because honestly, I'm talking to ChatGPT. They also have their own ranking system. They also pull in references to other places. My suggestion is to ask this thing directly. What are you looking for and what do you want? Because no one else is going to give it to you except for this thing. It just knows.